students. In this class we are going to discuss about solutions. In solutions, first we are going to see a definition of solution, then in that component of solution. Next subtopic of the solution is types of solution. Next topic is solubility, concentration of the solution, then water of crystallization, and finally we are going to be see the problems related on solubility and concentration. Let's see one by one in very detail. The first topic of this lesson is components of a solution. What is meaning of solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture. Solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. In the term, we should know what is called homogeneous. The term homogeneous refers to it is uniform distribution of a substance. For example, we take a simple examples. 20 gram of salt, then one more sample we take 20 gram of sugar. First we should add 20 gram of salt into 100 ml of water. We know that the 20 gram of salt is easily dissolves in water. In the same solution, we can add that 20 gram of sugar also. Even the sugar also completely dissolves in such a solution. Now we know that what are the components are present? Salt plus sugar, that entirely, that means the solutions are there. If the solution contains salt, sugar and water. So here salt also dissolves completely, sugar also dissolves in completely. After that mixture, can we separate the solutions in a different components as here sugar, salt and water? It is not a easy way. So that we cannot be separate easily such a components. Such a solutions are called homogeneous mixture. We cannot be easily separate out the components into salt, sugar and water. Such a solutions are or such a mixture is called homogeneous. In simple way, we can define the solution. This is a simple and equation type of solution definition. What is actually the solution is solute dissolves in solvent. Here the solvent we are taking as water or some other solvent also. Solute plus solvent gives solution. So what we are taken in that examples, we are taken as here solute, salt and sugar. The solvent is water. When the salt, sugar, it is added, they are added with water, we are getting the solutions. This is a simple definition of solutions. These are actually called components of the solutions. What are components? Solute is one component and the solvent is another component. When solute is mixed with the solvent, such a substance are called solutions. Next, what is called solute? In a solution, a lesser amount by weight is called solute. In the solution, a larger amount by weight is called solvent. Suppose when we are prepared salt solutions, we can take very lesser amount. So salt is called the solute. That salt is dissolves in water. No? That water acts as a solvent. So salt dissolved in water. In that salt is solute and water is solvent. Both combined to form a solutions. So that's why the components are to be clearly explained in that solutions. Next we go types of solutions. In types of solution, first classification is based on physical state of solute and solvent. The second classification is made based on types of solvent. The third classification is based on amount of solute. Among this classification, the only classification that is the second is based types of solvent. Remaining two are based on solute. That it is first classification, physical state. The last classification is amount of solute. Let's see one by one in very detail. First, physical state of solute. We take, there are the three types in physical state. One is solid solution. In generally we know that solute, then solvent. What is its example? In solid solution, the solute is the solid solute we take, that is solid. The solvent also solid. Example for this solid is solid, that is solid solute and the solid solvent. The best example for this alloys. Alloys is the best example. We take a simple example for alloy. We take brass. It is an alloy of copper. The copper mixed with the zinc. In that, zinc acts as a solute, then copper acts as a solvent. So that brass is an example of alloy of copper. So here copper also solid, zinc also solid. These two solids are mixed to form a alloy. So this is the best example for solid in solid. The second type of solid solution, liquid. The solvent is solid. We take liquid solute and solid solvent. What is that? Liquid solute and solid solvent. The best example is amalgam. Amalgam. The amalgam is generally mercury with some other metal. So mercury acts as liquid. That is, liquid is mercury, and the solvent, that is, which is added another metal. That is, for example, sodium. Sodium is solid. Here sodium mixed with mercury, such a substance are called amalgam. So amalgam is best example for the solid, next solid solution of liquid in solid. We go for the second type of solution, that is liquid solution. Liquid solution, the first liquid solution is solid in liquid. The second liquid solution is liquid in liquid. The third liquid solution is gas in liquid. Actually, what you come to know here now, the solid solute, a liquid solvent. Here solid liquid and the solvent also liquid. The third type is solid gas and liquid solvent. Let's see the example for such a type of liquid solutions. Solid in liquid. This generally we know that such a solid solute and liquid solvent. Best example is salt solution. Salt solution, that is sodium chloride solution. Here that we know sodium chloride dissolves in water. Sodium chloride acts as solid. That we know water acts as solvent. The sodium chloride dissolves in water. It is the best example for solid in liquid. We go for the next example for liquid in liquid. Liquid solute and liquid solvent. The best example, ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol dissolves in water. Ethyl alcohol dissolves in water. We know the state of ethyl alcohol. The state of ethyl alcohol is liquid. You know water state is also liquid. So here liquid dissolves in liquid. Such a solution is example for liquid solution. We go for the third type, that is gas in liquid. With this gas in liquid, we take such examples of carbon dioxide in water. The state of carbon dioxide is gas. The gas is dissolved in water. Such a solution is called gas in liquid. This is nothing. Carbon dioxide is water. It is evaporated drinks. It is soft drinks. So by using of pressure, the gas carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, such a solution is called gas in liquid solution. This is the main examples, and this classification is based on solute physical state as well as solvent physical state. Let's go the next classification. The second classification is it is based on solvent, based on the solvent which we are using for the making solution. Based on the solvent, the solutions are of two types. One is called aqueous solution. The second one is called non-aqueous solution. Let's see what is the definition of aqueous, what is the example of aqueous solution and non-aqueous solutions. In aqueous solution is, in a solution, water acts as a solvent. Whatever the solution is making, the water is used as a solvent for making the solution. Such a solution is called aqueous solutions. We take sodium chloride in water, copper sulfate is a salt in water. In these two solution, water acts as a solvent. We take the solute part here sodium chloride, here copper sulfate. Sodium chloride is ionic substance, that is polar component. Copper sulfate also polar component, that is polar compound. So sodium chloride, polar compound, this is aqueous solute that dissolves in water. Such a solution is called aqueous solution. Copper sulfate, it can be made into ions, that is Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. That's why this is also a ionic compound, that is polar compound. So that polar compound dissolves in water. Such a solutions are called aqueous solutions. Whatever that solutions is making by use of water, such solutions are called aqueous solution. Let's go non-aqueous solutions. The solutions in which other than water act as a solvent. What is that? In solution which other than water act as a solvent, such a solutions are called non-aqueous solutions. For example, we take, what are the non-aqueous solvent? Ether, benzene, carbon disulfide, acetone, etc. These are act as non-aqueous solvent. In this, ether act as, that we know it is non-polar compound. Benzene also it is non-polar compound. Carbon disulfide and acetone, this everything is called as non-polar compound. This is used to dissolve non-polar compound. That is the point here. These compound act as a solvent. Is used to dissolve a non-polar compound. For example, sulfur dissolves in carbon disulfide. The substance sulfur, it can be easily dissolved in carbon disulfide, but the sulfur does not dissolve in water. It is insoluble in water, but sulfur can easily dissolve in carbon disulfide. We can take another example also for this. We know that fat is non-polar compound. That fat can easily dissolve in ether, but fat does not dissolve in water. Our body contains water, no, and that water cannot be dissolved fat. But ether, the organic compound, that can dissolve fat. So that is also another example for non-aqueous solutions. Next classification is the classification based on amount of solute. That is, how much solute is added to make a solutions. That is called amount of solute. Based on amount of solute, the solutions are of three types. One is called saturated solution. Second type of solution is called non-saturated solution. The third type, that is the final amount of solute, that classification is supersaturated solution. Supersaturated solution. Let's see what is saturated, non-saturated and supersaturated. First, saturated solution is a solution in which no more solute can be dissolved in No more solute can be dissolved in definite amount of solvent. Such a solution is called saturated solution. What is that? No more solute can be dissolved. A definite amount of solvent. We know that the definite amount of solvent is water, 100 gram of water. But even this is also at a definite temperature. A definite temperature is 25 degrees Celsius that we know at room temperature. We take example for the saturated solution. In saturated, 36 gram of sodium chloride in 100 gram of water. For the making saturation of sodium chloride solution, how much of sodium chloride is essential? No? 36 gram of sodium chloride in 100 gram of water. So that this is make us a saturation. So what is the definition for the saturated solution? 36 gram of sodium chloride, that is, we cannot be add one more, even 37 gram or 38 gram also to make a saturation. So it is to be the saturated point actually. 36 gram of sodium chloride in 100 gram of water. This is the best example for the saturated solutions. There are some other saturated point also there. Let's go in there. Another topic that is called solubility. Next we go non-saturated solution. Next, second type of solutions. In a solutions, lesser amount than that of the saturated solutions. What is that? The solute is needed lesser amount than the saturated solutions. Lesser amount than the saturated. Lesser amount than the saturated. Such a solutions are called non-saturated, that is otherwise called unsaturated solutions. This should not be taken as that is unsaturated solutions. So that what is called lesser amount than the saturation. Such a solution is called unsaturated solutions. So here the examples for the unsaturated solutions: 5 gram or 10 gram or 30 gram of sodium chloride in 100 gram of water. What is that? 5 gram of sodium chloride can dissolve. That is example of unsaturated. 10 gram of sodium chloride also can dissolve. We can add this is up to saturation point of sodium chloride. What is saturated point of sodium chloride? That we know the saturated point of sodium chloride is 36 gram. So whatever the amount is added up to the 36 gram, such a solutions are called unsaturated solutions. So this is the best example for the unsaturated. What is the definition? For the unsaturated, it is a solution in which solute is added lesser amount than the saturation. Such a solution is called unsaturated solutions. We go for the next one. What is the final classifications? This is supersaturated solutions. What is supersaturated? Let's go the definitions for that. In a solution by which more amount of solute than that of the saturations. What is that? Less amount of solute is unsaturated. At a saturation point, what we are adding, that is saturation solutions. More amount of solute than that of the saturations is called supersaturated. This is also a definite amount of solvent at a definite amount of temperatures. Let's go what is supersaturated solution examples. 37 or 38 gram of NaCl in 100 gram of water. What is that? 37. We know that 36 gram it is saturation. Up to 36, that is 35, it is unsaturated. We can add 1 or 2 gram after the saturations. That is also can be dissolved in such a solutions. That solutions are called supersaturated solutions. Here we are not adding, increasing the temperature. At the same temperature, we are adding, just we are increasing the solute. This 1 gram or 2 gram. Only that's all. We cannot add more than that of this. So such a solutions forms supersaturated solutions. So this is the example for the supersaturated. Let's go next classification. Next topic of the lesson is solubility. The definition of solubility is number of grams of solute is needed for the saturations at definite amount of solvent at a given temperature and pressure. This is a definition of solubility. When we take as example, you could understand it clearly. For best example, 36 gram of sodium chloride in 100 gram of water. What is at 25 degrees Celsius? This is a saturation point of sodium chloride. What is actually the definition of sodium solubility? Solubility is defined as number of grams of solute is required for the definite amount of solvent at a given temperature to make a saturation, such a solution, such a thing is called solubility. For that, let's go for the formula for making solubility. This is the formula we are using to find the solubility of a solute. What is the formula we are using? The solubility is equal to mass of solute by mass of solvent into 100. For example, we take 36 gram of solute is mass of solute, 36 gram. Mass of solvent is that we are using the water amount, that is called mass of solvent. So here 100 is mass of solvent with multiply with 100. So we can easily find what is solubility of sodium chloride. This 100 and 100 is cancelled. Now we get 36. So 36 gram. This is the solubility of sodium chloride in definite amount. This is regarding the solubility. Definitions and examples. Next we go. What are the factors influences in the solubility? Factors influences in the solubility. The first factor is nature of solute and